Hey T, how are you?
Yeah, we're good. How are you?
Great. Thanks for joining me for this walk and talk.
Of course. Thank
All right,
you.
let's head out. So T, obviously today is not like any other day because we are dressed in these silly gowns. Because there's an important occasion we're walking towards, which is convocation. So how do you feel right now? What does this day mean to you in your journey as a musician and as a teacher? You have now a doctorate in music performance, but you're also an educator. So just right now, what are the emotions? What are you feeling?
I think it's huge for me because I've been in school for so long, and then I've been trying to do all these different things, and now it's like, I can start doing it in the outside world.
I want to know a little bit about your story. So how long have you been playing the violin?
So I started playing the violin when I was 4.
4. So the violin was almost as tall as you were?
Yeah, pretty much. So because my siblings I'm the youngest, so my mom was a piano teacher, and so she put all of us through piano, violin, and actually I went to engineering school for college.
Okay.
Yeah, and then because I loved the violin, and I continued playing, performing a lot while I was in the engineering school, and then I was teaching a lot, but then I was like, okay, that's going to be a hobby, and I'm going to do engineering as a job. And after that, I guess when I was in my 3rd or 4th year of engineering school,
Yep.
I was like, I love to teach, and I really want to get better at it.
You've gone back to Singapore. You've helped start a school that is working with kids who have cancer and their families and other disadvantaged kids.
Yes.
And using music as a way to connect with them and a way for them to connect with the world.
Yes.
So that's certainly expanding your musicianship as a musician in the world, as a citizen of the world, not just a great performer. So tell me, why did you think music could be deployed that way back home in Singapore with kids who may or may not have any experience with music?
Right.
And was that frustrating or in any way to work with kids who really didn't have any experience with the instrument?
I think it was not frustrating. It was actually really, they were really interested. It's not something they see often, right? And they got really interested. So I think it was really heartwarming, actually.
So how do you think about the relationship between teaching and performing? And obviously, every time you spend time teaching, that's time away from becoming that perfect musician that you've talked about also aspiring to be. So how do you balance that?
That's true.
Why do you teach?
I think for me, both when I teach, I actually get better at playing. Like the things I tell sometimes when I go for my lessons with my teacher, I'm like, that's what I tell my students, so I should just tell myself those things when I practice. So I think by teaching, it made me a better musician for sure. And just seeing those kids improve and really want to really enjoy music, and and each kid that I teach actually has their own path in music. I just guide them along. It's not like I tell them okay, you have to do this, and then they walk the same path as me. But I'm really happy every time I see them. They think a different path. They like different repertoire from me. And they want to play different things. The reason they play music is different.
So I love that idea because I think sometimes we think, especially in classical music, that there's only one way to play.
Right.
And that there's very clearly certain music that's better to play than others. But the idea that anyone can use music to find their own pathway is really exciting.
I think music is so relatable. Even in classical music, even though it's written so long ago, I don't feel like it's static. I think as musicians, we have the responsibility to make it relatable.
Yeah.
All these people who compose the music, they're human beings. They have emotions. They have reasons why they compose some music.
I'm gonna leave you with one last question.
Sure.
Which is, you're unbelievably talented, unbelievably creative. How do you really want to use your creativity to change the world and to make a difference?
I think through using music as my passion, educating audiences, educating the youth. I think just working with them, building communities, building character in youth. I think just by using music, I think we can reach different communities.
That's beautiful. I'm sure you'll do it, and we can't wait to watch your successes.
Thank you.
T, thank you for
Thank
talking.
you so much.
Yeah, this is great.